Hello.
A horror film that tries to evoke dread for diversion purposes. Frightfulness may likewise cover with the dream, powerful fiction, and spine-chiller sorts. Blood and gore movies regularly mean to inspire watchers bad dreams, fears, repugnance, and dread of the obscure. Here welcome you to Top 10 Horror Movies from All Time. The 2015 supernatural horror film written and directed by Robert Eggers starring the talented Anya Taylor-Joy, Ralph Ineson, Kate Dickie, as a Puritan family that kept encountering evil forces in the woods surrounding their New England farm. The film stands out from the plethora of horror films of late, as it steers clear of jump scares and excessive gore, and instead uses our society's collective understanding of archaic superstitions, religious oppression and misogyny, to craft the delectable tale of a family, unfortunately enough to cross paths with the devil himself. Director Robert Eggers wanted to make an archetypal New England horror story, and witches are the archetypal New England spooks. After lots of research, directors written the backbone of the story. All the props and set were era-specific, with the production time spending weeks to recreate the town and the farm that the family would eventually erect near the forest. From release time, the film's reputation has grown, and it is now considered a classic and influential work in horror and British film. The story comes with a wedded couple, Julie Christie and Donald Sutherland, who travel to Venice following the ongoing startling demise of their girl, after the spouse acknowledges a commission to re-establish a congregation. They experience two sisters, one of whom professes to be extrasensory, and educates them that their girl is attempting to get in touch with them, and caution them of risk. The spouse from the outset excuses their cases, yet begins to encounter baffling sightings himself. Number 8, Alien. The crew of a spacecraft, Nostromo, intercepts a distress signal from a planet and sets out to investigate it. Be that as it may, regrettably, they are assaulted by an alien which later attacks their ship. Alien is a 1979 science fiction horror film coordinated by Ridley Scott and compassed by Dan O'Bannon. In light of a story by O'Bannon and Ronald Shusett, it's an alien arrangement film. Scary, suspenseful, and viscerally thrilling, Halloween set the quality for contemporary horror films. Director John Carpenter revolutionized the horror genre and made an icon of Michael Myers in one of the most terrifying movies ever made. On a chilly Halloween night in 1963, 6-year-old Michael Myers brutally murdered his 17-year-old sister, Judith. He was condemned and bolted away for a long time. 15 years subsequent to killing his sister on Halloween night 1963, Michael Myers escapes from a psychological emergency clinic and comes back to the unassuming community of Haddonfield, Illinois, to execute once more. Number 6, Jaws. At the point when a stellar shark releases mayhem on a seashore network, it's up to a neighborhood sheriff, a sea life researcher, and an old sailor to chase the mammoth down. Ichthyologist Matt Hooper, Richard Dreyfuss, and grizzled boat commander Quint, Robert Shaw, offer to assist Brody with catching the executioner mammoth, and the trio takes part in an epic clash of man versus nature. The film based on a 1974 novel named Jaws, and it's written by Peter Benchley. At 1975, American film director Steven Spielberg made a thriller movie with the same name. The Exorcist rides its extraordinary topic to mysterious impact, with wonderful enhancements and a creepy environment, bring the most alarming film ever. With great performances and creepy moments, The Exorcist is a classic. The Exorcist is directed by the great film director William Friedkin, produced and written for the screen by William Peter Blatty. It's an American supernatural horror film released in 1973. The film based on the 1971 novel of the same name by Blatty. An actress sees risky changes in the conduct and physical makeup of her 12-year-old little girl. In the interim, a youthful minister starts to question his confidence while managing his mom's ailment. Number 4, The Shining. In the winter, the person named Jack and his family take place to an isolated hotel. There, an evil nearness impacts the dad into savagery, while his mystic child sees terrible premonitions from both past and future. Though it deviates from Stephen King's novel, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is a chilling, often baroque journey into madness, exemplified by an unforgettable turn from Jack Nicholson. With excellent direction from Stanley Kubrick and iconic scenes, The Shining is terrifying. The story of The Shining has been taken from Stephen King's 1977 novel. The novel was the same name. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a truly terrifying piece of filmmaking that has beautiful cinematography and documentary-style camera work, filled with disturbing imagery that creates non-stop suspense. The Texas Chainsaw drenches the Texan desert in blood, in a terrifying exploration of cannibalism and isolation. It is considered to be the first of the 1970s slashes films, and originated a great many of the cliches seen in countless later low-budget slashes. The film plot comes with Sally, Franklin, and their three friends run out of gas while driving to their grandfather's house. One by one they are tormented and killed by a chainsaw-wielding killer and his psychopathic family. The film Rosemary's Baby's story has been taken from Ira Levin's novel, and the film directed and written by the great film director Roman Polanski in 1968. The story revolves around a young woman called Rosemary. Rosemary, after moving into an apartment with Guy, her husband, Rosemary hears and dreams strange things. When she gets pregnant, she suspects her neighbors have sinister plans for her baby. And the number one is Psycho. Psycho is a 1960 psychological horror thriller film directed and produced by American film director Alfred Hitchcock and written by Joseph Stefano. The film's story was based on Robert Bloch's 1959 novel of the same name. Perhaps the best movie at any point made and the best blood and gore movie ever includes dull, curved, and exciting narrating and awesome course. From the ace of anticipation Alfred Hitchcock, Psycho is presently an incredible film. A woman called Marion is a secretary, and she disappears after stealing $40,000 from her employer's client. Her darling and sister attempt to discover her and wind up arriving at the scandalous Bates Motel, where they meet Norman Bates. Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite movie shouldn't watch alone? For more mind-blowing Top 10 published every day, be sure to subscribe to our channel, Top 10 Movie All Time, and visit our website to know more. And if want to download your favorite movie, go through the download link. Details in the description below. Thanks for watching.